All right, good evening, everybody. Thank you very much for joining CASA Thursdays again. Every Thursday evening, South African time, we try and attack a specific topic. Most of the time, we start talking about the common mistakes all of us make at some stage, and somewhere down the line, we make the mistakes again. So just a quick welcome and introduction. CASA Crypto Assets SA consists of 4 products or 4 platforms. Our main focus is trading and helping people to trade on their own, scalping, short-term trading, and swing trading. The 3 products that we use there is To Know It or Bitcoin Trend and Forecast. Some people knows it as Bitcoin Trend and Forecast, but ultimately it's Marius Landman's reports on swing trading, long-term trading. Then TrendSig. Jacques is here with us tonight. I forgot to introduce him last week. Jacques is down in Sedgefield. He joined Johan and the team and giving the signals on TrendSig, Litecoin, Bitcoin, and from time to time Ethereum or something like that. Awesome community where we are talking about what's going on, and while we're waiting for the ups and in the downs, getting signals to farm a bit of coins. Or scalp a little bit shorter term, longer term. And then HODLNOTS is our training platform. That's where people go through a 5-hour session, 5 to 7 hour sessions spread over 5 days. And they learn how the basic indicators works and how to scalp. Scalp is quick trading. That's in and out. You literally scalp off Satoshis or depending on your portfolio. And then it's also a community. Once you've done the training, you're not left on your own. You form part of a community, the HODLNOTS community, and that's active trading. The guys are from all over the world, 24/7. Is there some sort of action going on in the group? What coin is moving? What coin is standing still? Giving advice. What's the signals? How to read the signals and all those kind of things. And then for the first time on our webinars, I've sneaked in CBT, the Community Business Token. It used to be a coin, and if you go to the website, you might still see CBC, but we've changed it to token. And that's a new ICO that we launched in South Africa recently, about 2 weeks ago. It's in its first sales stage. But yeah, if you want more information on that, you're welcome to ask me or anybody else in the group. What we want to talk about tonight briefly is I'm going to hand it over to Jacques in a moment. He's going to explain to us the basics and the overview of the, don't shoot me for this, Ichimoku something cloud. I'm sure some of your more seasoned traders will understand what that is, but Jacques will explain that. The one topic that I want to put on the table, and we can discuss it a bit later, or we don't even have to discuss it, but I've had quite a few discussions this week. Between all the platforms and signals and whatever, people get panicky. They get stressed. They sell here, and I've heard too many stories this week and the past couple of weeks where people are actually losing coins because they've got a strategy, or they started with a strategy, and let's say, for example, buy Litecoin at $65. And the aim is to sell it at, let's say, $80 or $90 and possibly an even higher target. But then the signals comes out, they're not day traders or they're not scalp traders. They're actually just more swing traders. But they change their strategy because they hear what other people are saying and they get scared, the market is crashing, although we are in still an up market trend. So then they sell the coin because the market is going to crash. As they sell, the market turns around and it starts recovering again. And then they're like, oh no, now they're going to miss the spike, and they buy back in. So there's a couple of things on that note. The one part is, what is your strategy? Do you have a strategy? Is it long-term? Is it short-term? Do you have the time to sit in front of your computer and look at the indicators and make an informed decision and sell in a profit state and buy in a profit state? If that is not the case, then stick to your original strategy and that is holding. By trying to catch a dip here and a spike there or whatever, chasing the highs and chasing the profits and chasing the specific targets that somebody like Marius or TrendSig will give is very, very dangerous. So you will lose money. And I know of a few people who has lost some coins. If you lose coins, you ultimately have lost money. People get a panic. I've got 100 coins. The market starts dipping. My dollar value goes down and people start stressing. As long as your coin value in an uptrend does not get less, you are in a good seat. Just stick it out. It might be a week or 2 or 3 weeks later from the anticipated highs, but it is going to get to that target, that high target eventually. So really, really go and sit and make sure you understand your own planning, your own capability and ability to trade or make these kind of sell and buy decisions. Even if TrendSig calls comes out or Marius calls comes out like what happened yesterday with and if you don't understand, before you make a choice of selling, rather make sure that you, first of all, in profits before you sell. Secondly, that you've got somebody like TrendSig or the Hodlknots or Johan or Jacques or whoever. You can even try me, but I don't guarantee that you're going to. But in any case, make sure that you ask and get the information before you make a decision. If you do it because of FOMO or because of stress or because of panic, there's a few guys on this group or on this call tonight that can testify about that. You are going to lose money. Don't be afraid of scalping, guys and ladies. There are people on this group that is really making good money on the scalping side. So if you've got the time, don't be afraid of getting into a coin like WRX if you know what you're doing, or into any of the coins that is giving percentages on the day or on the hour. You can make up some good profits there. Now, on that note, I'm going to stop on that topic. I think you catch what I'm trying to say. And I'm happy to keep the floor open after Jacques to discuss that or whatever Jacques is going to discuss with us now. But Jacques, can you hear me? Are you there? Are you ready?
Ideal, yes, I am. I'll share my screen now. I'm just not sure.
I'll stop mine, and then you can go crazy. So yeah, welcome, Jacques. Thank you very much for doing this with us. Like I explained earlier, Jacques is from TrendSig. He's working with Johan and the team. Some excellent stuff. I've been working with Jacques now for the last couple of weeks or 2 months or something like that. And his signals and the way he reads the charts is just incredible.
You see my screen?
I can see your screen.
Okay, perfect.
All right, guys, the chat box is open. Make notes of your questions and we will address it afterwards. Thank you, Jacques. All yours.
Thank you. Good evening, everyone. It's just it's an honor and a privilege to try and give you this info. It's info that's helped me, I think, with what Dewald has explained in regards to the fear of watching the market, not knowing must I sell, must I buy. And Ichimoku Cloud can actually help you determine a trend. So you can actually see which way the trend is going. It's going to look a little bit complicated to you now. You can ask questions when we are done, but I'll explain it as we go, and hopefully you can see. I'm going to go to a live. Okay, this is as we now, this is the chart from right now. This is live. The Ichimoku Cloud it represents support and resistance. So you have got a conversion line which will run through your bottom. It's very similar to a MACD, but the periods are different. I'm going to get a little bit more basic on it now. I just hope that you can just understand it. Just bear with me through this. Conversion line, you've got a baseline. These are your clouds. When your green line on your cloud crosses your red, it becomes bullish. And why I said that it would help with what Jacques was telling you with regards to worrying where coin's going, is it going to go up? Ichimoku cloud helps with that, because the cloud that you see here where my mouse is represents 52 periods ahead. When they created the cloud, they tried to create it with a lagging span and a future span. So it can give you future support and resistance. You'll always see, if you want to know where your support is, it will always land on your cloud. If you want to trade with the Ichimoku cloud, which I wouldn't advise, I'd rather say stick to your standards. But this is something that if you want to do midterm trading, then it will help quite a bit. And I'm going to get into that now. So if you take the prices at the bottom over here, and you're not sure where it's going, when this is the green line that I've got here, is what we call our conversion line. And why it's the conversion line? Because it converts trend. So if it goes through, which the blue line is your baseline, if it goes through your blue line on the upside, it's converting price up into a bullish trend. If it comes down through your baseline, it's then converting to a bearish trend. A lot of guys trade with it, and how they trade with it is they'll watch the trend move. Once the conversion crosses the baseline, your first candle that opens on top of the cloud gives you your first two indications. If this is what we call a lagging span, when your lagging span is above your candles, it's bullish. And please, I'm not going to go through the bearish scenario. It's exactly the same in reverse. But when your lagging span is above price, then you are bullish. The further it gets away, the more price is increasing. So once we have got the conversion crossing the baseline, and we have got support on top of the cloud, and your lagging span is above price, we can be sure, if you do trade this way, the guys do enter the market. But for me, I'd rather say that it is just a confirmation for you to know that price is going up. How do you know how far price is going up? The further the lagging span stays away from the candles or the price, the more it will go up. The wider your gap between your conversion line and your baseline, the longer the price will go up for. It's the same as the MACD, where we know if the longer or the wider it stays open, the longer we can stay in it. When you want to know when price is going to turn around, we watch for the lagging span to cut through. It can touch, but if it cuts through, price might start dipping. But the ultimate is watching your conversion line and your baseline. When they cross, you know price will dip, and then it should find support on the cloud. Now that's just on a trading point of view. Not saying that you need to use it to trade. I don't recommend it if you're not skilled to trade with it. But what I am trying to teach you is, if you're watching these indicators and you're not sure where price is going to go, it is very good to watch the Ichimoku cloud especially when you have got a cloud in front of you where your span lines, your green crosses over your red, and the cloud becomes green and it has got a slope on it. You know price is increasing. The nice thing that we do use, and I'm going to show you on the basic side of the Ichimoku cloud. If you take off the trading indicators and you just use the Ichimoku cloud, a lot of you will find, excuse me, you'll ask yourself, where's the price coming down to, or where can I get back in, or where's it going to hold, how far is it going to go down? And the Ichimoku cloud, just to have it on a plain, simple setting like this, will help you a heck of a lot. For instance, if you see, yeah, once it had got through, it finds support. When you see the depth of the cloud, so where the cloud gets thick, that is all support. Coming from the bottom, it is all resistance. So for Litecoin now, we are on Litecoin. For Litecoin now to fall back down to under $61, it has to literally come through, break that support, break all of this, and then break that support. And I think I might have a good example. Just load, bear with me. Bitcoin on a daily. Just bear with me a minute, yeah. If you have a look at Bitcoin here on the daily, everyone was wondering how far Bitcoin was going to fall after we had come up from 10 down. And you can actually have a look at when you get a flat part on the Ichimoku cloud. It is, they call it it's the most stable part of support that you can get. And you can see how it formed support for these days on top of this cloud and then started moving. If you got my signal the other day with XRP, was purely on an Ichimoku cloud, and it was just on support. It fell through, found support, came back up, found support on top of that cloud, and then ran with the support all the way up for that trade. I hope that you're all with me. I hope that I'm not confusing you too much.
I'm writing a lot of questions down for you.
No, that's fine. I'm trying to explain. It's very complicated until you can understand it. Then it becomes very basic. I think I started off a bit quick with regards to the lagging span and the baseline and conversion lines. They are very, very good indicators to use to just confirm. If you are using them in that sense to confirm you get into a trade and you're not sure, or, you know, is this going to head down? Is it not? It's a wonderful tool to use, knowing that you can check it if they cross. If the candle closes above the cloud, and if your lagging span is above the price. And as this keeps nice and wide, the price will continue to go up, and so will support. Is there any questions that I can answer regarding, because I think it's going to be the best?
Yeah, I just want to quickly jump into it.
Yes.
Your settings, the 2060, 2030. Can you maybe just explain that of your Ichimoku?
Okay, it's not, I haven't refreshed the page, but it's actually 2060, 2030, and that is based on cryptocurrency.
Okay, sorry, just say again. You had a bit of a...
Okay, those settings are based on cryptocurrencies. It's not take the standard one, it will move, it will be a bit quicker, but you'll see it will shut down your trade quicker and the support's not right. So I'll show you, I'll switch off this one and I'll show you the standard one. That is a standard one. It just shows you, it crosses a bit early, but this is, these settings are mainly, they use them in Forex.
And why would we not want to use it?
Which, these ones?
Yeah, the standard ones.
It is an option. It is the same as the guys that use the fast settings on the MACD and the slow settings. You'll see with this one, you would have got in a bit earlier.
Yeah.
Shows the gap. So in all, you're feeling like this gap's going to close. So you're not sure when you're going to get out this trade. Then, yeah, it closes. So then you're out the trade, but this trade still had some legs. If you look at that one, this one still shows until those close, still shows that you can still go. But that's only trading with it. I don't recommend the trading with it. Like I said, midterm trading you can, if you take a trade from wherever it is there up. I mean, it's a 4%, 4.39% trade just on using this indicator. Why I'm teaching this one is just to try and take the fear away from everybody so that they've got another tool that they can quickly check and say, I'm a little bit worried. Where's this going? Where's support? I know we had questions on the group. I think it was yesterday. If it falls, where's the next support? How do we know? And I feel really that if you take the Ichimoku cloud, you can see where this support is. Like I explained, if this is down here now, we have got all of this that it needs to fall through.
So a quick question, is that green cloud? So let's say the candles are moving into the cloud. Does that mean the coin has got a potential of coming down, but your red line has got a step ladder up, if you understand what I'm saying? So that bottom green line that you've just drawn there over the red, if that red line has got a step up, so the cloud is moving upwards, the green part, but your candles has moved into the green cloud. Is that a good sign or a bad sign?
Okay, you will see that if the candles now do move and they lose the support on the top, then they'll the cloud. If the candles remain in the cloud, they just consolidate. You'll find a lot of consolidation happens within the cloud. If they lose that, your next line of support will be the bottom of the cloud. If you lose that, then you're going to go to a higher time frame. So if you take Litecoin now, let's say for instance, we're going to go to, it will be on different time frames. So if you lose the cloud, so for instance, this hasn't even reached, this is a 4-hour time frame. We'd be low. So this means when we get to 64, 59, somewhere around there, we're going to meet resistance. This is on a 4-hour chart.
Yeah.
And we're going to resistance all the way up to 70. So there's going to be quite a bit of resistance there.
Okay,
now,
this is good.
Your baseline, which is there on a 4-hour, which is very nice. And you actually see your conversion line is coming up. The lagging span has gone from, because it's, you can see it's below. It's crossed, which means price is going down. That's what I was explaining earlier on the bearish side. Price goes down when this lagging span is below. On the 4-hour, you can actually see it setting up nicely. It's crossed over, which started going bullish. This is moving up. When that crosses, I don't think this cloud's got a chance.
Excellent. Rebus, I hope that answers your question. Yes, you can change it 15 minutes, 4 hours, 1 day. And then you can play around with the settings depending on the speed. But like Jacques was saying now, it is more to use as an indicator of the health of that coin future or current state of that coin. Am I correct stating that, Jacques?
100%. It confirms a trend. So it will give you a bearish or a bullish scenario. So I don't know if this one, here we go. If I show you this, so you'll see, yeah, it shows you lagging span below the price, your candles, below the cloud, we've got bearish trend. Once the lagging span crosses up over, price above the cloud, bullish trend. And the steeper the cloud, the more bullish it is. Obviously, the steeper the decline on the cloud, the more bearish it is. The nice thing about the Ichimoku cloud, when the guy did create it, he created the cloud to operate. So your green line, which is your leading span A, it's 26 periods ahead. And the red line, which is your span B, is 52 periods ahead. So they've created it so that you can see future support and resistance, where we all know in cryptocurrency, everything that you see in front of you always tells you what has happened, price that has happened. So your candles is obviously, it shows price that has happened. The Ichimoku cloud comes from where you've got your moving averages. They will work. They take what's it? The open and close. Am I right? I think Johan can agree with me 100%. But I think it's the closing price, the moving averages. It's the closing price where the Ichimoku cloud takes the highs and the lows and then averages it out. So it's just a little bit tighter indicator. But like I said, if they want any technical advice on trading with it, yes, I can help with that. But I think more we need to concentrate on is just the support and resistance. I think a lot of people, it would save a lot of heartache. You can have a look here where I've gone on Litecoin on the daily. Look how nicely it's come down and it's formed support on the cloud. And if it continues to form, yeah, it will just slowly just creep up. Look to the left of the screen, you can see how it was rejected by the cloud and then it came down. There was a lot of resistance up ahead. You can see how big the cloud is above it. And it can just get them to understand why the price is coming down, why not going up, or vice versa.
Okay, now here's a question. If there's only a red cloud in the front, there's no green, what does that mean? Bad coin.
Which a red cloud in the front.
Yeah, there's no green.
So you're talking red like this?
Yeah, exactly like that. So the candles has moved into it. There's no green in front of it. So does that mean that?
What it does is you're going to see that this is green because we have gone up here. So it's given the periods, 26 to 52 periods ahead. So with it being up above the cloud, this cloud is now support. When you're coming down,
Oh, I see.
When it's coming down and the price is below, the cloud will be red because the spans A and B cross. The price is below. It will give the future resistance.
Oh, I see. I understand.
So if you're down below the cloud ahead, obviously if you've come on a downturn,
yes, yeah, I see what you mean.
And it will show you your future resistance on the coin.
So how do you change the lines of the cloud to silver? So there's a silver what's that saying?
Silver lining. Yeah, that's is you can change it as you want in settings.
So all in all, with Litecoin that you've got up there on the 15 minutes and everything else, it is actually looking positive. So we are. Are there
Litecoin's
any other
looking,
coins or any other questions? All right.
Excuse
Jacques,
David.
Hi, David.
No, sorry. What was the settings again that we use for crypto?
For crypto, it is 20, 60, 120, and 30.
Is it 120? I've got it as 30, 20.
No. Like I said, it was I was busy changing the cloud.
Oh, now my coin looks even better. Oh, no, 120 works.
20, 60, 120, and
30. Now look, if you're putting on,
thank you.
If you put this one on 20, things are not going to look good for you.
No, that's what I was stressing about.
Now, I put it in wrong and I was wondering there's something wrong because their cloud can't be read. And I realized that I put that thing in wrong. So I hope that it really helps. I mean, I don't mind, people can message me, we can ask questions now. I hope it really helps with regards to them finding and resistance. I think that's the main key here to help everybody, that they don't panic and know that, okay, we have got support here, or we can maybe sell out here.
All right, so key figure or key points for tonight is, one is you don't really use this to trade with. You can try. There is possibilities of doing it once you start understanding it better. The biggest part is to see where is resistance and where is support. Is it going through? Do we really have to stress? And then the settings is 20, 60, 120, and 30. Are there any questions about what you've been shown? Or please, guys, I spoke to one of the, and ladies, I spoke to some people during the week. You mustn't you shouldn't feel shy or whatever to ask your questions on here. One of the guys actually had a very good question, and a lot of people were actually having that question. So some people might be too shy, and if you're not too shy, they might actually wanted to ask that question. So really go for it. We've got 3 hours until, 2.5 hours until our next webinar. So go for it. But if there's no questions, then yeah, we will open the floor for any other questions. Jacques, thank you very much. Really appreciate it.
Only a pleasure.
We will share this on our Digital Flyer YouTube channel. It will be on in the next 2 hours or 3 hours. It will be on. So you can find it there again. All right. So any questions, Johan? Any wisdom from our leading trading analyst?
Yeah, Devil. Yeah, all I want to say is, it's like, you go to university and you study 5 years engineering to build a bridge, to design a bridge, and then go to construction and then build it. I've seen a lot of the guys recently, they get panicked. It's like Jacques said, he actually wants to help, just to calm the fear down. Actually removing fear from this whole trading system. I've been trading a lot of other coins. I go into that coin, I look at it. I use a lot of indicators. Fibonacci retracement. I use the Ichimoku cloud. I mean, there's so many different indicators you gotta use to be, in a state to trade properly and not lose money. Once fear kicks in, you shut down, you walk away, you come back after 2 hours, and you start all over again. The thing is, this is not an easy thing. This is basically like an engineering degree. You gotta have the knowledge how to trade. And it's like Jacques, he's got the knowledge, you know, to use the Ichimoku cloud, which is a perfect tool to use. There's so many videos, you know, YouTube videos you can check. And I would really recommend the people to spend time on that. Start trading on paper before you go into a trade. Some of us trade big amounts. We've lost big amounts, but we've also made good money on that. So my strategy will be to get a trading plan and get your indicators together and use that. I mean, everything that's happening today is a reflection of the past. It's like a baby that grew up, he became a teenager. He's doing the same things, just more mature. And that's how Bitcoin and Litecoin is reflecting today. It's moving today due to the past patterns that it formed. It's a designed formula. So it will react according to that formula it's been designed to follow. And that's it. I can do lines. I don't use any indicators on lines. I can do the grid, the short grid, the long grid, the extended grid. And all of the time, I get similarities through the trades. You have to love Bitcoin, not worship it, but I mean, you don't swear at it. I mean, Bitcoin is one of the things, and it taught me patience. So if I don't feel like sitting in front of the computer, looking at the charts, I stand up, I go take a walk for 2 or 3 hours, I come back with a new vision, I look at it, and I've suddenly got a new picture. So I think the basic thing is the more indicators, the more knowledge we've got from different guys. Jacques is good with Ichimoku. I love my grid. I don't use any other indicators for that, but I always go back to the Fibonacci retracement. It doesn't always work, but I would go back into the past and look what happened. Where's your resistance? Where's your support? That's the main thing.
Yeah, so maybe we can. Yeah, that's perfect. Thanks, Sean. But again, like Karen was mentioning it earlier before when we just started, she's basically taken the day off just to reset. Johan just mentioned it now. I spoke about it briefly earlier. So really, guys and ladies, the market is not gonna run away. Don't rush it, don't push it. And one of the other main thing, there's a lot of the people on this call tonight that is part of all 3-hour trading platforms that we do use, and it does confuse. You cannot confuse the three. It's 3 distinct different trading styles and methods. The indicators works the same, the clouds works the same, the Fibonacci's works the same, but your timing and your type of coin and the way you trade is totally different. So really don't confuse it. If TrendSig comes out with a signal, or somebody on HODLNOT says something, or Marius comes out with a report, don't mix the 3. It's going to confuse and you are going to lose lots of money. So on that positive note, any other questions from anybody else?
Gerald, may I just make another statement?
You may, Karen.
Okay, the guys were talking about all these different indicators. And the past 2 days I've been helping some ladies. They were quite confused with all the indicators. And my advice to them was, when you start off, keep it simple. And as you go through the journey, the same way you feel an affinity to a certain coin, you will find certain indicators that just gels with the way your brain works. And then you use them. You don't have to use Ichimoku and all the MAs and the RSI and the MACD and everything. Take it step by step. Find your rhythm and find what works with your way of thinking. It's good to know about all the different things, but if you want to add everything onto your charts, it's just going to be like, it's going to blow your mind and you're going to fail. So, you will find the indicators that work for you.
Exactly. Thanks, Karen. Yeah, so on that, any other questions from anybody else? Other than that, if you've got any specific topic or indicator, like Johan was just mentioning Fibonacci, maybe in the next week or so we can look at Fibonacci, or if there's any other questions, technical questions, strategy questions. We've got a couple of people that comes out of the financial advisory section that is going to help us put together a product, or not a product, a spreadsheet or a tool that you can use to streamline your own personal profit planner. But yeah, so stay tuned. Remember, every Wednesday or every Thursday evening we will be here, and we will share the link. Anybody is welcome. You don't necessarily have to be TrendSig Knots or to know it, or part of the ICO. The more people we get into the community coming in to share, or whatever the case is, you are welcome on Thursday evenings. And if you've got some specialist, anybody who's got Davy Ruud's number somewhere, please let me know. We would love to start having guests and people like that on these calls on a Thursday evening. So on that note, if there's no questions, Roland.
Yeah, well,
yes,
yeah. How's it?
Fine, you haven't spoken in a while.
That went quickly. I was so enthralled in that. Thanks, Jacques. That was awesome. Now, just what you alluded to earlier, Dewald, with regards to current market conditions and fear and that kind of thing. I just wanted maybe
yes, yeah, we can chat
the guys and maybe yourself as well. My position currently is just holding. I haven't. Obviously, there's been a big downturn. Well, to someone like me, it looks like a big downturn, but as Morris and everyone has explained, it's not. You know, it's sort of 12% on Bitcoin if you look at that. So I've just been holding. I haven't made any silly mistakes, fortunately. But what is your? My understanding is that, I mean, we are still going up to the targets that are put out. And I'm talking about the swing trade in particular. But I suppose anything can change. But what I'm asking is basically the pattern still has to play out. It isn't completed yet.
Yeah. Luckily, we've got quite a few cleverer guys and ladies on here. But in short, in my opinion, let me just do this. How do they do this? Adverts. This is not financial advice. It is recorded. In my opinion, we are busy with the uptrend. We have not reached the final top of the uptrend on the swing trading. So again, it depends on your trading style, but you've just said you're in the swing. So you started the swing a couple of months back, couple of weeks back, and now you just ride it out. And we are in the uptrend. It needs to, all the indicators, even the Ichi Cloud just showed it now on Litecoin, for example. There is strong support, strong up movement indicators. And Johan, you can either confirm or correct, but all the long-term indicators does show, and here's the scary part, it actually shows higher values than what is actually given out.
Yeah.
I don't know if I was allowed to say that, Johan, but I did.
No, that's been indicated to us already, which is fantastic. No, it's just just from my experience, I'm in the swing trade 100%. I've joined TrendSig, and my wife is caught onto this thing, and the two of us are going to do hodl knots together. You know, she'll have some time to follow sort of maybe what Corin is doing, and as you said, a few guys are doing very well. So it's very exciting. I'm doing the swing until we have learned a bit more. Then we will start doing low risk on the short term and the scalping. So building up slowly. But just appreciate to have you guys guidance and opinion. Thanks, guys.
Thanks, Johan. Just before jy wegtrek, just on that note, as we discussed now, and I actually saw it today, be careful on the scalping side. We were warned or told or whatever the case is, if Bitcoin is going to pull away the way we are anticipating and waiting for, your altcoins is going to come to a dead standstill or drop like a rock. I saw it firsthand today. I spoke to one or two people this morning, and the scalping was going fantastic, and all of a sudden Bitcoin got some terpentine op die agtersterre, and it just started moving, and the alts just went either straight line parallel or not moving sideways or dropped. So be aware when you are scalping that you are scalping not with your swing trade or short-term money portfolios. Okay, Johan, all yours.
All right, Gerald, I think, you know, Jacques has to, you know, get more involved with Ichimoku. That's the most important indicator that everybody must learn. It's really, it's a must. I mean, that'll tell you exactly the support, the resistance. I can give signals. Some of my signals are lower, like today's retracement. I checked it. It went like, I think I was about $40 lower. I'm working on wicks because most of the wicks is more accurate than the candle close. But the
no, we get that, John. The main question is we are in an uptrend. That's basically where we are, right?
Yeah, no.
Yeah, we're in an uptrend on the swing side. But yeah, so that's it. Any other questions? Jacques, yes, 20. Oh, you typed that. All right, on that note then, see you next week, Thursday, and most of you tonight at 11 or at 12:30. It is a long night, so lots of coffee coming this way.